Tu veux vendre des cornettos ou quoi? Mais arrête ça, on va se faire repérer. Allez, roule. Mais allez, qu'est-ce que tu fous?
Mais t'es marrant, j'ai jamais conduit ce genre de truc là, moi. Merde. Allez.
Qu'est-ce qui se putain de passe? D'où viennent ces monstrueuses créatures tentaculaires? Le cinéma n'a jamais vu un truc pareil. Et surtout, comment on fait vite pour vivre avec une tête pareille?
Hein, j'ai dit ça, moi?
already back to back. Death times are running on a midnight train. Back to back. Conscience is swimming to the air. Back to back. Cannot let anyone do it again. Back to back. I can no longer pretend. Give me a break, you down. Just wanna get by my dance again. Lazy down. What a heavy day. Now you hear the rumble from the ground, yeah. Trick, cheat, frog like crown is bouncing round, yeah. So let it be, oh let it be, since I'm the traitor. 6 times knocking on the door, while a chance of God is standing back to back. Death times are running on a midnight train. Back to back. Conscience is swimming to the air. Back to back. Cannot let anyone do it again. Back to back. I can no longer pretend. Give me a break, you down. Just wanna get by my dance again. Lazy down. What a heavy day. We made a contract with the clown and had a high old time. Nobody doubted he is true of purpose. Oh yeah. Now no.
All of this is happening in Rat's head right now.
None of this is happening in Rat's head. It's all your fault because you're short and you got stuck in the drain.
Yes.
That's what we decided happened.
Yeah. The reason you weren't here any sooner was because you were, the whole, oh, I'm going to take a shower. I'll be back. And the water pressure pushed you right down the drain and we lost you. That was our theory. That was the working theory on why you were late.
And welcome to the Reservoir Slobs, everyone.
Oh, you started already. Okay. All right. Got a pitch.
Blackout caught on a few moments afterwards, but Rat was still
I
going.
actually caught on as soon as you fucking went off. I know where this is going. Just gotta lead Rat onto this.
Yeah.
I guess this is my cold opening then. Hi everybody.
Yep.
It's been a while.
Yep, we finally have the full slobs back on regular rotation.
Yes, and don't mind the red shirt.
Yeah.
He's
the
expendable.
white
Well, Blackout finally made it back onto the short list of hosts.
You've been sitting on those short jokes, haven't you?
Not too many.
Didn't
It's
really
not like-
notice.
Yeah, it's not like they pile up or anything.
Yeah, I'm forgettable. It's fine. You can overlook me easily.
We're
Yeah.
terrible, terrible people. How are you all doing tonight?
Yeah.
In the chat already, we got Disky Fringo, the ever lovely Pinky Gulf City Salmon, and
That's it.
other than my co-host, that looks to be it. How are you all doing?
Well, we're a little late.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
co-hosts who decide to try and blame me for everything, even though it's not always my fault. It's not.
It's your
It's
fault, Rat.
Always,
No,
always
It's your fault that I'm late.
Is it my fault you're wearing that shirt?
Yes.
How? You
You told them to do the wet t-shirt contest.
Yeah, why did you tell me to do that? Why
Okay.
would you do that?
I did tell you to suplex your or to elbow drop your bed too. So
And so I did.
I have led you down horrible paths and decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, why do you keep doing this? I trust
Because you keep listening to us.
Yeah, you keep listening. You think by
Oh,
now
that
you
was
caught
what
on.
friends were for. God damn it.
Friends
Yeah,
are-
getting you into trouble with terrible, terrible ideas.
Yeah, that's what friends are for. To get into trouble with terrible ideas you give them. That's what friendship
Fair
is.
point.
So, yeah. Anyway, welcome back. It's good to have you back. We missed
Yeah.
you. Stuff.
Don't lie.
We did. No, fine.
Well,
Okay,
we've
fine.
mostly missed the fact that you have access to the money, and kind of
Yeah.
need that.
Like,
Speaking of which, from last week, thank you to Brian for $20 saying, "Yeah, I finally caught a live stream."
Thank you, Brian Yoder.
Which,
yes, thank you very much.
We don't require the donations, but we do greatly appreciate them when they occur.
Yeah.
we sure do.
Yes, we do.
So how was your vacation? Rob any
I don't remember.
liquor stores? That's a yes.
It was fine. Fucking the heat is still killing me because apparently it wasn't enough that it was fucking hot when I went on vacation. It's still fucking
Oh, yeah.
30 Celsius. Like it's about, I think, 90 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roughly.
That's warm.
Yes.
Warm.
Yeah, stateside, it's sitting around the same. I think it was 104 for me over the weekend. Roughly the same for Rat, so.
Yeah, it's about 102 here yesterday. And it's 95 right now, so yeah. It's not
Hey, it's an improvement.
Yeah, it's better, but
One step up.
yeah, it just when it gets back to the like low 80s, 70s, my air conditioner will keep up and I won't die in my suit, Like we're lucky that I'm wearing an undershirt because this might turn into a wet t-shirt contest as we go.
And if
So,
you want to see Rat take his shirt off and twist it around his head like a dirty, dirty college girl, Streamlabs down below.
I didn't volunteer for that. No.
It's
No.
your fault, Rat. It's your fault. You did this.
Look, I know somebody who might be willing to do it, but I'm not going to do it.
I'm a cheap hope.
Yeah, work something out with somebody.
Anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about animated films. We've been kind of specifically watching a couple to go into those.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a mixed bag on what ones we have, ranging from kids' movies to some that were definitely more in the adult vein.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll start with the oldest one we've touched on before, Rango.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon original, starring
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. Really good animation on that for kids' movie at the time it came out, particularly with it being a Nickelodeon-backed one.
That was 2011, I think.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, considering it from 2011, yeah, the animation have actually held up, and that still kind of surprised me.
Oh yeah. The animation was clean. It had a nice dirty style to it, which is something you don't really see in CGI animation a whole lot.
Yeah.
Everything tends to be pretty clean because you're doing the material work when you're processing it. So it's just, it's a painted car or whatever. But they managed to capture this really nice, dirty, gritty Old West feel with everything.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you're not careful with CGI, it looks too sterile almost. Like other than the elements of the characters they do, like the scenery seems too not cluttered.
Lived in.
Yeah, lived in. Yeah, it just seems
Feels
empty.
plasticky.
Yeah.
Very plastic. Yeah, if you're not careful, that happens. So, and Rango didn't do that. It looked like a very lived in, dirty, gritty world. So it was good.
Also a great homage to classic Western cinema, spaghetti westerns and everything.
Oh yeah.
The classics and even some smaller films from Italy. Like my name is Nobody.
Yep.
That fucking movie I still love.
That's a great one. Terrence Hill and Henry Fonda.
But oh yeah, that was Henry Fonda.
Yep.
It wasn't. Oh fuck. Yeah. See, that's another problem with those.
Yep, that was one of the
Those
few
films-
ones without Bud Spencer.
Yes, because it's the other one is called My Name is Trinity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or They Call Me Trinity.
Yeah.
They call me Trinity. They still call me Trinity, and my name
Boot
is still
Hill.
Nobody.
The last one's Boot Hill.
Boot Hill and.
Or at least that's what they call it here.
To be
Was
honest,
there
I'm
like
not as-
in between? Like there were one in between that as well.
I know that the box set for the Trinity's movies is just They Call Me Trinity. My Name is Still Trinity and Boot Hill. So as far as I know, they don't attach any of the other ones to it.
Westerns
I'm not sure.
definitely, that's an area that I'm not as familiar with. I mean, I've seen some, but I don't.
No, we'll have to sit down and watch some of the good
Kid.
ones.
Yeah, I haven't, like, I've seen some of them, but you
Well,
go beyond the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I'm just, like, lost. So,
well, we kind of need to watch more Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill films to begin
oh,
with.
yeah. Yeah, we should
Because-
definitely do Westerns.
Yeah, and a lot of your spaghetti westerns are actually older samurai flicks, plot-wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magnificent Seven.
Yep, redoing of Kurosawa's Seven Samurai.
Yeah. You have Django with and the fuck was his name?
Crap.
I'm sure I know it.
Gone blank.
Franco Nero.
Yeah.
And who, well, Django as well, later played by Terrence Hill in like one of the fucking rip-off films.
Yeah. Then some of your Clint Eastwood movies are actually Zatoichi films.
Yes. And of course, like we have some of the Tarantino films. That is kind of westerny,
Mm-hmm.
kind
So I
of.
want to say for a few dollars more is actually Zatoichi and the Chest of Gold entire plot.
Okay, now I'm unsure. I need to rewatch that.
We'll put it on the list. Anyway, back to the animation.
Yeah, we're getting off onto Westerns. We're supposed to be talking about animated stuff.
Well, we're talking about the referential nature of it, but
Understand. Yeah.
In context, it makes sense.
yeah. But we've done more in-depth talk about Rango before, so
Yeah, we have.
we'll move on. We've also recently watched what really got us on the hook here is French movie called Motherfuckers, or Mutafuckers as it's sometimes labeled, or MFKZ.
Yep,
Which,
and
is-
yeah.
That movie, we gotta fucking thank Byron for recommending us about a year ago.
Mm.
Like that was one of the first films that he recommended for our streams.
Mhm. It's an excellent one.
It's
Yeah.
fucking good. That's a movie that everyone should fucking watch.
Like
I was late getting to that. I was late showing up for the. I missed some of the start, but like I got there. Where was it? Like right before. Like pretty
You
much
came in
after
right
the chase
before,
scenes.
yeah, right before the ice cream truck chase scene, which we used the music for the opener.
Yeah. Yeah, it had really like it did have really good music with it too, but the animation blew me away. It's like I came in, I didn't say anything, I just stared at the screen like almost jaw dropped for like 5 minutes, and I finally like, could you guys pause? This is some of the awesomest animation
Mhm.
I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
amazed
you're
by
just coming in, and you've got this little dude who's like all black, that's like some sort of alien thing, and his buddy who's a flaming skull being chased by guys in black suits.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Plus the gangland shootout right before that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But quick rundown
Honestly,
on that. Go ahead.
That it's one of those films that honestly you're better off not knowing anything walking into it because fuck, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, J. Cobalt and K. Shull.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
what's up?
We are talking about the movie Motherfuckers.
Yes.
Brief rundown on the plot on that. It follows main character whose name I can't remember now all of a sudden. But
Can't remember
Well,
either.
it was like 2 weeks ago since we watched it.
Yeah.
So,
it's basically this little dude that's like part alien, and he gets hit by a truck while staring at a chick and starts seeing weird shit in people's shadows. Turns out he's part of an alien race that's trying to terraform the planet, and he's like half human, half alien because his dad fell in love with a human.
Yeah, he's a hybrid. No.
Yep. And these guys basically control everything from president of the U.S. to, world leaders elsewhere, and pretty much start trying to come after him because they're afraid he's too powerful as a half-breed.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. It's really like I know I said that before, like, and I mentioned the movie it reminded me of, and you guys hadn't seen it. It's an old movie called Southland Tales. It had The Rock and I can't remember the guy. Sean William Scott, is that his name? It was. He was in it. Sarah Michelle Gellar, a whole bunch of big names were in that movie, Southland Tales, and that's a really trippy, strange movie.
Mm.
And motherfuckers reminded me of it in a weird way.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Southland Tales. Which
definitely a trippy movie because you've got like luchadors that are supposed to be protecting the planet that show
Yeah.
up later.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. Except, well, Southland Tales is a live action thing, but for animated, it really felt like it was the same kind of genre. It's this very trippy, surreal kind of thing at times. So,
And well, it's got the right sort of artwork. It kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the scenes in Heavy Metal 2.
yeah.
Like, the artwork at first seems a little unrefined, but as you watch, you realize it's actually pretty on point. And they use
Honestly,
it
yeah.
for great segues in like facial features and stuff.
No, that was really good. For some reason, it's been long enough. It's kind of. I wanted to watch it again because I missed some of it.
I was about to say, like, some of the fucking movies started to fade, and I really want to watch it again. Like,
Yeah.
It was fucking fun to watch.
It's a fun one. It was the second time I'd watched it when I put it on for us. I'd actually found it well before all this, just watching stuff, and just kind of remembered it. Just like, hey, let's watch this. Because I'd forgotten Byron had even recommended it.
Oh, Byron had recommended me that movie about 2 years ago.
Oh,
And I had completely forgotten about it, and then he recommended it like very early on, like I think it was the first 2 months of us streaming,
yeah.
and ever since I've kind of been having it in the back of my head, but I really haven't thought much about it because we haven't really been on a animated movie kick until just now.
Yeah, and we did a little bit of deep diving after the movie, looking into it some. The studio behind it, 4 Degrees Celsius.
Yes.
They've actually done a lot of sort of animation work, as well as a lot of game design. They did a couple of the Ace Pilot or Ace Combat series. And welcome, Assassin of the Grey. But it was something that apparently did not do very well when it first came out, but after it got released on Netflix, it sort of picked up a cult following. And as a result, we're actually getting the comics translated into English and released officially here.
Oh, really?
Yep. Though, no plans as of yet for a sequel to the movie, which is something all of us wanted.
Yes.
Because it kind of pulls a sitcom sort of thing where everything's just a little bit back to normal at the end.
Yeah.
But then it implies there's still more to come.
Yeah, it does. And well, that's the thing. It was 4 degrees Celsius that did it, or 4C, and I think you went looking at 4C to see some of the other stuff they did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what led you to. I think isn't that how you found one of the animated movies we watched?
Empire of Corpses. No, actually,
that's
I
the
just
sequel.
yeah, the sequel was done by 4C, and
Yes.
that's the movie Harmony. Empire of
Oh,
Corpses, and that's just happenstance. I just happened across Empire of Corpses while I was looking through movies, and kind of caught my
Yeah.
attention name wise with the title. So I went and
Like-
looked up a synopsis, and we all kind of thought it sounded good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like some of the stuff they have made is like Memories, the 95 film, like
Mm.
animated film. We have First Squad, the Berserk films, the 3D animated ones. Yeah, Harmony, motherfuckers. And then the 2008 Transformers animated show and Thundercats 2011.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So they have a good fucking track record of actually doing a lot of solid fucking movies and oh yeah, they also did the part of the Animatrix.
Okay. Well, I have the Animatrix. I love that. That's
Yeah, and they
Honestly.
teamed with another studio to do this one.
the Animatrix is probably my favorite thing out of all of the Matrix universe. Honestly.
A lot of people have that opinion. And thinking about it, I can kind of see, like, it's been a while since I watched Animatrix, but I think I can remember which one they did, and it was the little assassin girl, I think.
Hmm.
And they did 4
What's
four of
the-
them.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kid Story, second Remnants, Beyond, and a detective story.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And welcome, Hammy X18.
Welcome.
And appreciate it, Assassin the Grey.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, they've got kind of a storied history, I think. The other company they paired with for Motherfuckers is the company that helped do the design work for Asura's Wrath, the game series that, let's say that was early 2010s.
Okay.
2014 was when that was released.
Chris Wrath, that was the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 game.
I believe so,
Right.
where you play as Asura, and
Yeah.
it's the same sort of play style as you'd expect from like Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. I think the biggest complaint the reviews had at the time was a little bit quick-timey.
Oh.
No, this don't think that studio had anything to do with that game.
One of the studios did.
One of the studios.
Yeah.
Not
Either 4C helped or I can't think of the other studio's name. Starts with an A.
Ankama.
Yeah.
Animations. Yeah. No, neither did.
Could have sworn I saw it on their list of stuff.
I don't know. Well, I think we're getting off on a tangent about 4C right now, right?
Yes.
Well, we were going through all of their stuff.
Yeah, but the movie I thought what was it? Lost it. Empire of Corpses. That
Empire
was
of Corpses.
what we watched, and most recent that and
9.
Yeah. 9. I'm gonna say 7. Why? Anyway.
7. Yeah,
7,
uh,
6, 9, 8.
Well,
Whichever.
7 is
Number.
a different movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different
That's a
number
very
movie, but
different
it's
movie.
not even close to 9. So,
No.
but yeah, we watched Empire of Corpses, and I probably I don't know, just the way it was done. I mean, it was a cool story, and the animation was awesome. And it's very late 19th century,
Late-
steampunk
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, because it starts in like 1878.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's set in London and that, and it
Yeah.
was really cool. Although I think I was the first one to go, why do like, and it's done in an anime kind of a style, but
Yeah.
I was like, why does it have to be like the weird anime trope where it's like, and that's just a thing with me where it sets up a scene, builds it up, and then it just fades to black and it cuts to a whole nother thing. That's something that I've never got used to in
The
animation. And it just, that was the only thing that kind of turned me off about the movie. But that's my own personal thing, and that's just because I get annoyed with it myself.
finding good transitions in animated films might be a little more difficult certain places. But this movie, yes, no, you're 100% right, because I noticed that so many times they cut like fade to black. It's like, why? You could have found a good way to just transition into the next scene, and it would make it look good and flow well.
I guess I'm just used to movies flowing and transitioning from one bit of the story to another. I'm used to that more, and that probably is just because I haven't watched near as much anime or animated stuff as you guys have. You guys have all seen more of that stuff. I really have kind of stayed away from it.
Yeah.
It's just something that it's just a personal hang up of mine. I'm learning.
Yeah, it is a little bit harder with anime style because, and I kind of think it's more up to how they just storyboard it. And welcome Lippy also saying Rat's coming in a little bit quiet. Yeah, Rat's a little bit quiet on my end. I can't turn him up too much further without blowing your eardrums out on Blackout.
I guess I could just try talking.
That's better.
I could try talking a little louder too. I don't know.
No, I can move the microphone a little bit more away, if that helps.
Let's see. Talk a little bit, Rat?
Yeah. I don't know. Is this working okay at this point, or?
Yeah, you're peaking a little high at points, but it's fine overall.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as it's still weird. People want to hear what I have to say. Are you serious? You know, like.
God,
anyway,
he's gonna get an ego now.
I'm not gonna get an ego. Everybody, you guys are like,
he's gonna be Mr. Famous now.
No, I'm. No, Mister. I have to stand out with my red plaid shirt, not follow the dress code. Like
again, that's your fault, Rat.
No, it's not.
It's your fault, Rat.
It's not my fault. I don't care. I'm not gonna.
The red T-shirt contest wasn't a good idea. We told you this.
I know, and you didn't even win a prize. So how do you feel?
And he was the only contestant.
I feel terrible.
He was too short to carry away the award. Anyway.
But, yeah, Empire Corpses, it's anime style. Plot there is it's set in late 1800s following Victor Frankenstein's reviving his monster. This idea of using corpses as, like, programmable labor caught on, called necroware. Yeah. So, everywhere around the world, you have them using basically undead for menial tasks. Soldiers, servers.
They were running like early call switching centers or whatever.
Switch centers. One point you see one of them used as basically a translator.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Friday.
Friday,
was,
yes.
John
Watson.
Yeah, John Watson's reanimated friend.
Yep. Because the plot is it follows John Watson having reanimated his friend illegally because, necroware is heavily state controlled, at least in the UK, yes, where it starts. And he's given the option of either being tried as a criminal or working for MI6.
Basically, yeah.
Under M. So.
Yep, under M. I think his Friday's official designation as a corpse was 007.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
I thought that was funny.
Yep. And they send him off to Afghanistan to track down a Russian that's defected with Victor Frankenstein's notes to start his own little country. And basically they want to get the notes because no one's been able to actually revive a corpse with the soul intact like Frankenstein did.
Yeah, like there isn't like all the reanimated corpses don't speak or something like that.
They don't speak.
Talk.
They don't really take in what's in front of them. Early on in Afghanistan, they encounter corpses that have rapid movement and reaction times, and actually are able to process incoming data, and that's amazing to them.
Yep.
Essentially, you could look at this movie as a different. Instead of zombies, it's basically robots that go haywire.
Yeah. I mean, I think I termed it not really steampunk, but reanimator punk.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
It kind of was.
Yeah, it feels very much like Herbert West Reanimator.
Yes.
Something else we need to watch too.
Yes, it is.
I want to watch Reanimator again. That such a weird fucking film.
I got a couple other movies along the same lines I'd like to watch.
From Beyond.
From Beyond. Then there's another one I found. I'd have to go look up the name of it. That's it's from late 2000s, but it's shot as a classic black and white homage to Cthulhu mythos.
Well, that'd be cool.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what else did we watch last night? It was 9, which some of you might remember from 2009.
Yes.
But like, okay, Fringo asks, so robot zombies? I don't
Kinda.
know. They're very... Yeah, the necroware is kind of what allows them to be programmed, I guess?
Yeah, it's...
Yes. You can kind of program them, because there's multiple scenes where they kind of program and...
There's lots of elements in there that remind me of other... Like, it starts off, it's in the 1870s, 1880s, like England and the world, but they jack in with this, like, needle and a syringe and, like, a drill bit that goes in the back of their neck, and then they hook them up to a machine, and the machines remind me of computers. There's lots of moving parts. It reminds me of
it's very
early
computer, but the way they term it is very pseudoscience-y, because you're artificially replacing the soul with soul-like materials.
Yes, because that's how can't think of the Russian guy that they go to meet that has the
Kamarov.
Karamazov, that he has the far more animated and like quick reaction zombies, and he's using the notes to he figured out that like if you use music to play while you're reanimating him and programming him,
and opium.
And what was it?
Opium. Yes.
Lots of opium. That makes them work. That makes them more programmable, and they seem to have more of an element of a soul, so they're faster reacting, quicker, and all that. And it's really pseudoscience-y.
Yeah, I think he termed it as he wasn't even actually killing them before he implanted the necroware. So it was more like there was a living body with programming.
Yeah, he was literally murdered. Like he was by hooking them up to the machine, they were being murdered, but then they were immediately being reanimated with the necroware. So
yeah,
it's like the soul hadn't left for as long or something. I'm not really sure. It's not.
It gets really pseudoscience-y right there, and then he kills himself and his friend that guided them there.
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of a strange thing because he lets Watson and them leave, but then he hooks himself up to the machine and basically lives out the rest of his undead life as a necro.
Yeah, it's basically him continuing like his daily existence, just sitting there drinking tea with his friend who's writing his book, and the zombie server.
Yeah,
yes,
it was really odd.
Although it wasn't himself who like injected the fucking syringe. That was actually his friend.
Yeah.
Just did too. Yeah, that's true.
But I think there's one thing we do need to address. Actually, two things. Two very prominent things in that film.
Mm.
The banana boobs on Hadley.
Okay, 4 things then.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
she's
They do other things. A certain set of eyebrows
yeah.
that
Oh,
we
yeah.
could not stop
Oh, God.
fucking laughing at.
Yeah. Oh, that was when they went to Japan after
Yep.
Karamazov. Yeah.
I don't remember the
I can't think of his
character's
name.
name.
Either.
I can't either.
He
But
was some sort of a
goddamn-
captain. Yeah.
Look, if
Yeah.
you watch the movie, you're gonna know who we're talking about immediately.
His eyebrows are like drawn bigger than
There
my
is-
glasses
Yeah,
on his forehead.
like there's at one point, I swear to God, they have their own shadow on his face
They
know.
do.
because they're like bigger than the actual ocular foramen.
It's like
Yeah.
that thick.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. It's like an eagle with its wings outstretched, and they're just sitting on it above his eyes. It's
I think I
That
made a
was
joke
funny.
at one point because he reaches over to close like a dead person's eyes. It's like he's not actually closing the eyes; he's trying to absorb their eyebrows,
yeah, yeah,
add to his power.
yeah, yeah. Well, what I think we theorized that when there's the fight, the battle at the where they find where the notes where Frankenstein's notes are. They go there. They fight some more undead and a couple of like undead samurai, which were pretty cool. But then there's this fire that leaps and starts burning the whole place to the ground, and yet this wave of fire explodes and blows everything up.
Yes,
And
he's perfectly fine.
It's not believable that he was at the doors the fire blew through and he's unscratched.
Yep.
Like his eyebrows aren't singed, nothing. It's like his eyebrows saved him. It's not
They're,
even
Yes,
plot
they
armor.
too
did.
thick and woolly to be singed.
Yeah, that's not even plot armor. That's just eyebrow armor. So, you know, that was funny. But the animation was good in that movie. I really I liked the when in England at the kind of the final, the end with the machine powering up to try and reprogram what is it? He's trying to reprogram all the human condition is flawed, and M is trying to basically war and conflict are such a problem, and human emotions are such a conflict. So we'll solve all that. We'll solve all of it, and peace will be attained if everyone is dead and necroed, and there's no more plot. As long if the humanity is basically dead, you can't have any conflicting emotions or sadness or joy, and peace.
Everyone will
be
just be living in peaceful bliss for all of eternity.
Yeah, because they won't have a brain anymore, because they're just programming at that point. It was kind of, well, that's a way to solve it, but it's not good. It's not good.
It's a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's a bad one. So, but that was and oh yeah, forgot about that. Frankenstein's monster is the one he's the one corpse that can talk.
Yep.
And he is actually trying to resurrect things, and
he wants to bring back the bride.
Yeah, he has his own ends, and he's trying to manipulate the corpses and stuff too. It's very interesting. It's Hadley also it's kind of halfway through the movie that they reveal certain people can manipulate sound and affect how the corpses are programmed or make them do other things. I was like, what is this? Corpse magic? They just keep tapping their foot on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all
the
done
power
through-
of tap dancing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was really strange. Yeah. Exactly.
What else could it be?
We will save everyone by killing them.
That's exactly what it is.
That is exactly what it is. And it's just okay, the story got a little ridiculous at times. It's entertainment. But
Yeah, it's based on a book by Project Ito.
yeah.
I don't think any of us have read it, though I would
No.
like to.
Yeah, it sounded interesting. It was a good time, and there's enough cool, there's action and discussion, and it doesn't seem drawn out. Even though that was one of the longest.
It was a 200-minute movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that was more than 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. That's 3 hours and 20
That
minutes.
was it was 3 hours actually, and it was really good. It didn't drag to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few pacing issues in the overall plot, but
yeah,
you're not
But it
sitting
was
there
good
going,
time.
oh, at any point.
yeah, it was a good time.
Wait.
I had fun watching it.
No, it was not a 200-minute.
I could have sworn the runtime was listed
No,
as
it was
200.
2 minutes. No, 2 hours.
Okay.
Oh, 'cause it's
2 hours.
120 minutes, but still, that's a
Yes.
2-hour movie. That's still good for animation. Most animation I've seen isn't that long.
No, like normally it stick to like an hour and a half because
Yeah.
that's normal running time. That can be doable, but it's also Japan.
Yeah. And it's also based on a fairly popular book series, so
Mhm.
I'm
Yes.
sure they had the author involved.
Now, I guess where I
Strong.
got confused was we saw the Empire of Corpses, but then you said that there were like sequels to it, but they don't tie in to the story.
Nope.
I
Not
wasn't-
directly from what we can gather. It looks like they might be set in the same world. They are respectively Harmony and Genocidal Organ.
Yes.
They sound cool. I want to try. Like that movie was good, so I want to see the rest
Yep.
of it just because I want to see the rest of the universe. It sounds
Yeah.
cool.
And the interesting tie-in there is Harmony is actually done by Studio 4C.
Yes.
That's where I was confused before. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the third one is done by Manglobe. I think that's how you say it. But there were 2 studios that did it, but one of the studios went bankrupt during the production of it.
Oh well.
That
sounds good.
happens.
It does happen though. So,
Yes.
but yeah, like overall, I would say if you like animated stuff, this was a good
If
watch.
you like a nice dark movie,
Yeah, this is dark, definitely. And well, I don't know. Would you really consider it gory? I mean, it does.
it's not super gory. It's bloody, but
Yeah, there's blood.
I mean, personally, I'd label this like a PG-13 overall.
Actually,
Yeah, that'd be all right to say.
But like a
Yeah, it
90s,
was-
90s, late 80s PG-13.
Yes. That kind of fits it really well, actually.
Overall,
Like,
I would recommend it. I'm not really big on like the style of it. I would consider what I would call an anime to me.
Mm.
Well, it is an
And-
anime.
Yeah, it is. And
Anime film.
I'm definitely not as into that. I'm watching more stuff as we go, but definitely not into it as much as everybody else. And
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I did have a bit of issues with the pacing, but that's also something I'm learning about. It's more of a frustration than anything.
Yeah.
The story
And-
was cool.
Admittedly, the overall plot there right at the end for the final confrontation is a little bit of an issue of it being a lot of different plot strings coming together and kind of tangling up a little bit.
It got a little tangled up there, but
Yeah.
it was cool. It was still good.
Because you've just got all these characters that have been introduced through most of the movie just suddenly crashing there at the end. Because you've got like Ulysses S. Grant, M, Frankenstein's
Yeah.
monster, Hathaway's backstory, a little bit more backstory on Friday.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good time. I was not bored with it.
Yes, and for anyone who actually want to watch it, there is a mid-credit scene which is worth watching,
Mhm.
like staying for. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm not gonna
Watch all the
spoil
way
anything.
through to the end of the credits. And
Yeah.
it starts, the actual important part starts before it gets to the visual, so don't just try to skip too far ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the credit. I wasn't expecting the last little bit at the very end of the credits. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah.
So
But it's a nice little segue and kind of confirms some of the stuff that you probably suspected throughout the movie.
Yeah.
overall, yeah, it's pretty good. It was pretty good.
Like I said, we watched 9. That's a fun, dark movie from 2009.
Yeah.
It's talked about a lot. There's not a whole lot to really go into other than the fact it had pretty good animation. Again, they managed to hit that nice, dark, dingy feel.
Yeah, that's another one
Yeah.
where the world looks lived in and it doesn't look too clean. It
Yeah.
does look messy, and I don't know. There's I don't know. I don't know if it's just because people run out of like time, or they just don't want to do the extra work of making the background look dirty. Is that why some of those
It's
CG
probably
movies are
more
like
of a time constraint issue.
Yeah.
Depends on the movie, because you have some of the Pixar stuff that really isn't supposed to look that plasticky,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. Toy Story always nailed it with a decent looking background world. It's not exactly grim and dirty,
the
but
one-
it feels lived in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The one movie that could get away with it looking plasticky, the toy film,
Yeah.
went with the better style. Then you
Now,
have like
I would
Yeah.
like to point out something I have noticed watching these. For the most part, animated movies don't have that great a soundtrack. Like, they don't tend to be bad, but they tend to obscure use anything pop culture-y and do their own orchestral stuff. But
Yeah.
it's, for the most part, nothing's really stand out.
you mean 3D animated, or are we talking animated overall?
Animated overall, because let's think about anything other than Rango that we've watched recently.
Motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers had their own stuff. It was really good.
Yes, soundtrack was really
Yeah,
fucking good.
9, I don't remember most of the music from 9 at all. I also don't remember most of the music from Empire of Corpses.
I can remember one piece of music, but that's because it felt kind of out of place, because there were like a opera part in the middle of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if
besides
that's
that, yeah, no.
if that's a direction thing. Like some animated movies want you to focus on the animation and what's going on screen, so they really like tame and like hold back the music aspect of it. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe, but back
So
to
that the
Motherfuckers,
yeah.
the way they use the music in there is fantastic, tying right into the action scenes. Like the ice cream truck, which I believe is called Road Rage, Ice Truck Edit by Toxic Avenger. They've got that set up so much that the ice cream truck music cutting in, it's right on the scenes where you're looking at the ice cream truck being chased, but it fits right into the song too.
Yeah, it does.
You know what? Okay, in the case of 9 at least, I think we can kind of give it a pass with the music, because the music isn't there necessarily to be the music. It's to emphasize the feel of the world.
Yeah.
Because that's I know there's music in that movie, and I know it's good, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, none
remember
of it's bad,
anything.
but it's not memorable.
No, it's not, but it helps evoke the feeling of kind of this Ethiopia, like this dystopian fucking future where the humanity is fucked, essentially.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
kind like, but yeah, there's not memorable tracks.
Yeah.
You're 100% right about that. In at least the 3 movies, well, besides Motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, Assassin brings up Ergo Proxy having a great soundtrack.
yes.
I haven't watched that in a long time, so I can't say if I really remember the soundtrack at all. But yeah, I mean,
I've
it's
heard the
not that they
soundtrack.
aren't out there. It's just overall, as a genre of films, it seems to be where it lacks. Like,
Rango.
Rango was good. Pixar tends to do all right, at least with their original stuff. Because, You Got a Friend in Me was iconic.
Yes.
Honestly, like when it comes to music in animation, like the only things I can really think of are, well, I don't even know if they really count as animation, because it's claymation, and that's like The Nightmare Before Christmas. There's all sorts of mute songs
Yes.
from that, and even the Corpse Bride.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
those are
They're
not- I don't know.
claymation, so I fall them in Irish, but they're also sort of musicals too.
They
so
are
you
musicals,
kind of have to
inherently.
expect them to have a decent soundtrack.
Okay, well, in that sense, you can
Yeah.
kind of throw it more up to Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the theme song of that, as soon as you hear it, you remember it. So it's just, it gets ingrained
Yeah.
after
Like
watching
those-
that.
Those are the only places I can really think of where there has been a soundtrack that's notable or memorable, really. Other than
Well,
that,
if-
like kind of with Izu, like there isn't a whole lot that I remember from other animated stuff, really.
Do we count like licensed music? Because then you have
Well, I mean, I would consider using the licensed music if it's good and part of the sound, you know, just sort of
Shrek.
memorable. Shrek did it, yeah.
yeah
Again, that's DreamWorks.
yes. You have well, Pixar again, Monsters Inc.
Like,
I don't remember most of Monster Inc.
Like
I would
the-
say,
The
But-
theme song for that.
No.
I guess what I'm getting at is it seems like the bigger, more well-funded studios seem to be taking the time to do that, but like some of the smaller ones that aren't as big don't seem to do it.
And again,
Maybe
you
that's-
can't necessarily, you know, purchase off the music, but still some of them do manage to work it out, as we've seen with Motherfuckers, where it's almost a custom-made soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't
And-
know.
Yeah.
all
And
the
it's not
factors
like
going
I'm saying all of them have to be Danny Elfman or Randy
No.
Newman or whatever, but
Yeah, you're right, but I don't know. I guess smaller studios can't quite. Maybe it's an afterthought or it's a secondary thing, or they just don't have the money and resources to really go that extra mile for it. I don't know.
I think it might have to do with like the money towards licensing music a lot of the time,
well,
Could
because
be.
I know the music companies do tend to
yeah.
get a big cut from some songs.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's like from movie to movie, because like at least like 80s through the late 90s there were really a lot of music and the animated films
Yeah.
that really stood out, even in the shitty ones. Like
Well, I mean, back
Fucking
then,
dope.
doing a CGI movie was expensive as hell to begin with.
yes,
Mhm.
it was. But
I'm just
you
trying
have
to think
some,
of it like
something like Dirty Duck, low budget animated film directed by the guy that fucking created Rugrats,
Mm-hmm.
and with a soundtrack of Flo and Eddie, which suits the film.
Yeah.
But it's low budget. But nowadays, it kind of depends on what they have to work with, really. At least that's what it seems like. I can't say 100% for sure because I'm not in the industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's usually the big studios that kind of can afford
Yeah.
to either have a completely original score that's like really fucking memorable.
Yeah.
Or license music.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's an interesting point to bring up. I don't know enough about it to really.
Yeah.
I guess.
And if you've got opinions, feel free to leave them in the comments section. If you really feel I'm absolutely wrong, I would love to be proven wrong down there.
Yeah. I can't, like, I'm trying to think of other animated stuff I've seen, like CGI or not, that has stuff that really stands out that I remember. I can't think of
Yeah.
anything.
Anyway, we're coming up to the end of the hour. I did want to touch on one last thing. I sort of watched it right before we got in here, and the two of you had seen it before, but that is the fan-produced Warhammer short film Astartes.
You know, I
Yes.
forgot we were supposed to watch that all together.
Yep.
We-
We just
Forgot it.
things did not work out well for that, but we're at least all familiar with it.
yes.
Yes. It's
Yeah, and
absolutely something that people should watch, because that, for being done by one person, my god, that's a
Yeah.
fucking well produced.
The gentleman who made it got hired by Games.
Yeah.
GameWorks.
Games
Yep.
Workshop did
Yep.
hire him. Yeah. They offered him a job.
I think it's kind of hard to find the full unedited video now because they kind of paywalled it, but you can still find it on YouTube in the complete version. So
Yeah. It's just called Astartes.
Yep.
So
ASTARTS.
Yep.
very good. Yeah, it was And other people have, people have covered it before, but Astartes is amazing.
Yep.
You know.
But I think that is going to wrap it up for us. Usually we'd send you out to someone else, but tonight we're all late, and I don't know who else is actually doing anything right now. So
I'm not aware of anything either, unfortunately. So
Oh.
Let me check real quick.
Right. While Blackout does that, if you want to find any of us, you can find us on Twitter. Our links are down below. You can usually catch us at around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on this channel every Wednesday. Occasionally, you might catch us doing something out of suit. Late evenings or just off the cuff whenever we feel like doing that.
Mhm.
Or usually you can catch all three of us around on Director Archer stuff.
Yep. It's where we usually hang around.
Yeah, and Blackout does solo stuff occasionally, randomly, rarely.
I'm gonna start doing more Twitch streams again now that I'm back from vacation,
Sure.
I'm probably gonna start working on more animated stuff in Blender again.
Cool.
So, yes, I've been there's been projects that me and Disky and Diddy has been kind of dabbled with in for a while. We're still setting things up, so that's gonna be a while till it comes out. But I'm working on some stuff on my own as well. So there will be stuff coming out.
And of course, you can also catch Rat on SideQuest regularly. Well, every Monday regularly.
Yeah, and sometimes if I have to step in for somebody, if somebody's missing,
Yep.
So, but yeah, usually it's Mondays. So.
All right, well, unless we've got anyone to send them all to, I guess that's the show, everyone.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody. So.
Yeah, I don't see anyone right now.
All right. Well, as usual, we appreciate all of you turning up to watch us just ramble here for an hour about movies. We hope that you've picked up something good to watch or to look at. And of course, feel free to drop anything you have that's you feel is obscure and like us to take a look at some point in the comment section.
Yeah.
We need more weird movies to watch.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
What are you laughing at? What's wrong with you?
You said you can't see anyone, and I'm just immediately, it's because you're too short to see the screen.
Oops, click to the end screen a bit too soon there.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk to you all later, and like I said, we appreciate you all turning up.
Yep. Have a good day. Thank you.